Good morning and happy Sunday. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you with my weekly update. What a week is all I can say. I was reminded when this morning I actually woke up feeling better. I also spent some time in the garden, actually cleaning my patio. So it was a slow start for me this morning. So a few aches and pains from that. But I realised that as I told most people before, I don't understand astrology. I don't understand a lot of the stuff that's going on. What I do know is what I've been experiencing, and it seems to be linked with solar flares. So I did post a couple of days ago on my private page about the strong geomatic storms and solar flares as we approached 5-5 portal, which was yesterday. So this is a little bit of information. It says, "Dear friends, the intensity of the solar light codes arriving to Earth has increased enormously. We have had a strong geometric storm during the last 24 hours. Our sun has generated multiple flares, including strong X 1.2 flare a few hours ago. The amount of solar plasma carried by solar winds is affecting our fields at very deep levels in preparation for the 5-5 portal energies. Those of you who are energy sensitive may experience all sorts of physical and emotional manifestations at this time. As always, the nervous system is the main area of focus of transformation during solar storms. As the plasma moves deeply into our ancestral and past life memory layers and begins to release what needs to be released at this point on our evolutionary journey." And then it goes on a bit more about that. But what this made me realize, so when I read this, I had wondered, and some of you may have been experiencing this week, I've been having either dreams or waking memories of some things from way back when I was much younger, some my childhood, some certainly during my 20s and 30s, some traumatic events, some just things coming up, and I'm wondering, why are they coming up? And I think these, as that says, and what it felt like, things were coming up before yesterday. Because it was that, and I've talked about this before, how I've been clearing many layers, and I think this is another shift of memories coming up for us to see them, for them to be released. And as I said, I woke up this morning feeling so much better. The last week has been literally a comedy of errors. It's a very British thing to say, but it's like every day sort of, it might have been little minor things, but things not going right. And certainly having, again, very intense dreams that I've remembered, which again is something I'm not somebody that dreams and remembers. I know I dream, and these waking memories. So I thought that was an interesting thing to pass on. If you go to my private page, it was a couple of days ago about the 5-5 portal. So that's that. And interestingly, last week the dragon said it was Dragon Week, and today they said to me it's time to use a good trusty deck, I think, that I started with, which was Diana Cooper's Dragons. So these are going to be the cards that I pull this week. But the theme, as I was sitting down thinking, was this is Dragon Nike and Leslie. Your talents will lead you to great success. The time has come to allow your potential to awaken. Believe in yourself. So that is going to be the focus of the cards for this week. And I think, again, because I was guided to Diana Cooper's, in the cards that I'm going to be I've pulled for this week, there's the Black Dragon from Saturn, there's the Fire, there's the Orange Golden Dragon from Arcturus, the White Golden Dragon from Lyra, and the Golden Crested Dragon. I was very connected when I first started this journey and started using oracle cards. I was very connected to these dragons and this deck. So again, I think this may be, they've come up for me to remember, and to remember what my passion and what my focus was then. Because as a lot of you know, doing this work is sometimes a little bit of peaks and troughs. And sometimes when our energy is low, we start questioning. That's I'm hearing the dragon say, but that's very human. It is very human. Dragons don't always get that. They're there for us to help us and support us and love us. But they sometimes, this week, my dragons, I did a short video on Dragon Empowerment Reiki, and I talked about how they were standing with their hands on their hips going, we can do that, we can do that, we can do that much quicker. So I think that is sort of certainly a lesson for me, is like stand aside. If we invite the dragons in, sometimes we need to stand aside and let them come in and not necessarily do the work for us, but they're saying it, but that's what we can do. So they're showing up on, if you've been following me for a while, Saturdays and Sundays always were my dragon days, and they're like, we show up, and they come and they give me lots of inspiration and ideas. So I can thank them for, last week was Dragon Week, this week is going to be Galactic Dragons, and they're like cheering now, because a lot of my dragons are galactic dragons. The first dragons I connected with were sky dragons, which translated into galactic dragons. I have to say that the last couple of days on my walks, there have been a few sky dragons again, sort of just frolicking around and really not just showing me they're there. Because again, I think when we have an intense experience with dragons, I'm often going, why am I not seeing that again? But it was, they needed my attention at that time. The time when they did all of the things to get my attention, I don't need that anymore. I know they're there. They often tell me, we're coming back from a storm, we're going to a storm, we're just passing through, we're going through the ley lines, all sorts of different messages, but they don't have to show themselves to me. So I've got that sort of relationship with many dragons, and I've said this before, I have some personal dragons, but they're not necessarily the dragons that work with me. I can call in healing dragons, I can call in dragons for all sorts of things. So as I said in my video, if you caught it, about Dragon Empowerment Reiki, is that things have sped up for me. Like when I do any work, it's faster. So when I'm getting these things to do, they move very quickly. Certainly that's how they launched me, was very quickly a few years ago. I always said I was like catapulted into the new year. They shot me out of a cannon and I was like, here I am. So anyway, that's just a little backstory. And any of you know me, or if you've seen me, I am a storyteller. I've all my life, I can remember as a child, always being in trouble because Barbara was speaking. But I embrace that now. I embrace the fact that I do like to talk. I like to talk about things that I know about, the lessons that I've learned. And that's actually a great segue into that Kelly and I have started to advertise and launched our new podcast, which is Dragon Elder Song. You can find us on YouTube. We're actually going to be dropping our first podcast on Thursday, May 23rd, which is a full moon. We will explain to you all of our coming together, what our hopes are, our guests. We're starting a list, so if it's something that you feel that you would like to be one of our guests, please get in touch with either myself or Kelly. So it's Barbara Worsley or Kelly Springer. But as I was saying, with the wisdom that we have got, and I think certainly my grandmothers and great-grandmothers, they never thought of the fact that they were wise. They were just old and didn't feel valuable. Whereas I think there's a lot of us now that are saying, wait a minute, I've got a lot of knowledge. Some of us, those of us that are waking up to our elder self, or our soul is waking up to that elder magic, is what I'm hearing. They're telling us to step forward. Kelly and I are about 10 years apart in age. I'm older than her. And she will explain as well about this in the Native American culture, about elders and ages and things like that. I don't do that story justice, but she will. So it's using our, not only just our knowledge of dragons, but our elder wisdom, that we hope that we'll be hitting topics that people want to hear about. If there's anything you want us to talk about, I think we're open to that as well. I know everybody's still interested in dragons, and that was our Kelly and I's connection in the beginning through Dragon Thunder, and we didn't expect it to have. By the time Dragon Thunder or Galactic Dragon Thunder launches at the end of July, the 24 hours, we have become very good friends, lots of things in common. We felt very connected, and I think that's doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still find that person to connect to. So that's exciting for both of us. We have actually got the name branded now, so it's ours. And there's all those little things that you have to do if you've ever launched yourself on the World Wide Web. There's all these little things that you have to tie up. So you will be seeing flyers on Facebook, certainly on my Facebook page. There's information there about the podcast. I'm still offering a spring special, I've called it. Who knows when summer's going to come, but for the spring special, I'm offering my Dragon Empowerment Reiki, or with a 3-card Dragon pull, or just Dragon, if you want 3 cards with a quick message, that's $30, or a mini Dragon Empowerment Reiki session, which is $55, and the other one, which is an hour's energy session with me and a dragon card. So that's $100. You can go to my website or get me at eastcoastdragonlady@gmail.com for some whenever I can do it for my schedule. So I think so we're at 12 minutes. So I want to thank all of you that there's quite a few of you are signing up for my private page, which is awesome. I'm about 202 people. Again, on YouTube as well. I'm gathering people on YouTube. So thank you for those of you that have subscribed and for following me. And please, if this speaks to you, please pass it on to other people, because that's how we get these words out. Not necessarily about me getting out about dragon empowerment, and what dragons are, what they're not, what they can do for us. Remember, they're here for us. So that's what they're telling me. They're saying, we are here to help you, the human race. We're here to help you to expand and grow. We're here to open your hearts, and we're here for you to hear all of the sounds of the galaxies, they're saying. That's interesting. So they're saying, we want you to open your hearts, open your ears, and hear the vibrations. Oh, it's about the vibrations. Hear the vibration of Mother Earth. Hear the vibration of the galaxies and the stars. And that's where you will find us. Interesting. I never know, right? It's always interesting when you're a channel. You never know what's coming through. So have a good week. Check out my Facebook group for the cards each day. And I've just posted a Dragon Magic on there, and a couple of things that popped up in my Facebook feed. So I hope everybody has a good week, and I'll catch you later.